All right, I reviewed the Chameleon set of cards, so now I'm going to review the Phoenix set of cards. I am missing from my collection because I sold or traded them the Trojan Horse and the Pathfinder. I think I only had, well, I had more than one copy. I've traded or sold them. I don't think I have any left. Um, Phoenix is in at least one of my decks, so I don't have that in this binder. And Panther, I think I have one and it's in a deck somewhere. And I don't even know why I put it in the deck. I think I just did it for fun as I went around like a goof. Okay. So I don't have those here. Well, I can grab the Phoenix, but we'll just look at them online when I get to those cards. After this, I'm going to do the Kingdom set, not including the Phoenix reprints. There's no reason to review the Phoenix reprints since they're in Phoenix, and there's no reason to review Premier or Limited. Kingdom is the updated list. So I will go over those last, probably, not definitely, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm just going to give you my opinion of these cards, how good I think they are, or if I think they're bad, and I will say why. And if you agree or disagree, please comment. Please let me know what you think. Like, whatever you want to say. I would love to talk Wyvern with people. I'm in Chicago. If anyone wants to play Wyvern, I still play. I have over 40 constructed decks and over 40 starter decks that I've modified and made better. Basically, they're basically starter decks. So some of them have like mini themes to them. Like I will take a starter deck and make it more centered on getting gold or having more flyers or whatever, dragon slayers, anything. All right, so the first card here, number one, is Ambrosia. I love Ambrosia. It goes in one deck and one deck only, my treasure deck. You may play as many treasures as you want during your action phases this turn. I see no reason to play this card in any other deck. I don't think I'd play it in a limited tournament where you just open up some packs. I don't see any reason why you would ever play this card in anything other than your treasure deck. I have 30 treasures in my treasure deck. And so this card is great in that, and I think it is pretty useless in general outside of that. If I'm wrong and you think there is a play for it in a regular game of Wyvern, how it might benefit you, I guess if you're running like 10 treasures and you want to be able to play multiple treasures, but really you're going to give up a card so that you can play more treasures on one turn? I don't think so. Nectar, on the other hand, is a great card, despite the fact that it costs 4 freaking gold pieces. That is a ridiculously expensive. But with drawing an extra card a turn, you can easily generate gold if you need to generate gold. You can design your deck around gold. You can design your deck any way you want. You're drawing 2 cards a turn. The only issue is how many Nectar do you play in your deck? 1 or 2, or do you go as high as 3 or 4? Because if you have 2 of these in play, each one is going to draw you an extra card, but that's 8 gold. that's a lot of gold to get. You better have some mixed quaddles and gold digs and fields of gold to get back gold. You better have ways of getting back gold. But it's a great card. It's just great. Drawing 2 cards a turn is great. Just play blue, the dragon blue, and you'll see it. So great card, but expensive, hard to play. All right, so Phoenix did not interceptors. Phoenix did hidden actions. My overall feeling about hidden actions is they're okay. Some of them are okay. Some of them are decent. As I'm again doing that by accident. All right. Some of them are okay. This one's pretty good. Tortoise. Place face down under one of your face down dragons. The dragon gains +1 strength when defending as long as the tortoise is on the dragon. Can't use on flyers or subterranean dragons. So your opponent might think you've played it under a terrain since you're not attacking. And so maybe they'll go in with a scout. Regardless, +1 when defending. There's nothing great about this card, but it's not bad. It's a playable card. I would play it in a limited tournament. I wouldn't mind giving my guy +1 when defending. It's fine. So yeah, that's about what I think of it. Crocodile. 2 strength for 3. Now that's, that ability better be worth a gold. Because I don't like paying 3 for a 2 strength dragon. Unless the ability's good, then I do. Like Dragonel. That's a good card. If Crocodile loses battle, winning dragon cannot be turned face down for the rest of the game. That is not worth a gold. This card should only cost 2. If he loses the battle, the winning dragon, well, now you can't turn him down. Haha. Well, yeah, that could come up, but it's not worth a gold. If this guy cost 2, he'd be another 2 strength dragon with a minor ability like Fafnir or Packwajack or Tazzleworm or Bait. Yeah, but this just isn't that significant. So that's my only problem with it, and I'm not going to play that card because he's just not good. It's too expensive for a 2 strength dragon. How about elephants? Play face down, sideways under an opponent's face down card. If it is under a dragon, the dragon loses 1 strength. When attacking, as long as elephants are on the dragon, discard the elephant if under a terrain. So you play this card, it's under a terrain, and your opponent doesn't care. Well, your opponent doesn't know what it is. But eventually you hit the terrain, the elephants are discarded. This card did nothing for you. You are guessing whether it's a dragon or a terrain in almost every case. If you know it's a dragon, sure, then it's okay. They lose 1 strength when attacking. But when they don't attack, you're going to be like, oh, I think I put it under terrain, and you've just lost a card and it did absolutely nothing. Here's my thought. This needs adjustments. I know we're updating cards unless you just do it on your own. Unless Wyvern comes out with a second edition, unless Wyvern makes a comeback, nothing's going to change. But if that should ever happen, one change I see is simple. If it's under a terrain, the card is discarded and you may draw a card. There you go. You get something, and drawing a card is actually good. You won't mind 1 bit if you placed it under a terrain. You'll get a card. That to me just solves the problem, because I'm not playing hidden actions where I'm guessing and it might not do anything. Pan is a good card. Maybe good as a sideboard, but someone played this against me, and I wasn't playing Dragon Slayers, fortunately, at a tournament at Gen Con. And he goes, man, nobody plays Dragon Slayers anymore. I'm like, oh, I play like a Jason or a Galahad. That's about it. Opponent must show you his hand and lose 1 gold for each Dragon Slayer action card in his hand that he doesn't discard. It's a perfectly fine card. But it's really a sideboard card. If your opponent plays Dragon Slayers, you can bring this in. It makes sense. All right, Achilles. Place face down and sideways under an opponent's face down card. If it's under a dragon, that dragon loses 1 strength when defending, as long as it's on the dragon. So again, if we play, me and my friends are playing, if we play hidden actions, I'm going to say, okay, if the hidden action doesn't apply, once it's discarded, you draw a card. My friend goes, yeah, that sounds good. Well, that's how we're going to play this. That's how I will play hidden actions. I do not like these cards the way they are, because it's not, this will always work. This might not always work, and the effect is basically the same. So this isn't as good as this, and this is just okay. I don't know why they did it this way. Adonis, 2 gold. It better be really good, because Power Switch costs 2 gold, Magnetic Field costs 2 gold, Medea's spell costs 2 gold. 2 gold better be really good. 1 gold draws you 2 cards. That used to be free. Whirlpool and Apollo. They made it 1 gold. So 2 gold's got to be really good. Place Adonis on a face-up scout. This dragon is no longer a scout and loses all special abilities as long as Adonis is on the dragon. Discard Adonis if the dragon is turned face down. So again, I'm glad to see cards that say they're discarded if it's turned face down, making you need to turn things face down more, which is probably why they made Crocodile. That's probably why this guy was made in this set, because of this effect. This is a good effect. And I could see being willing to pay 2 gold to turn the scout not into a scout. But I think for 2 gold, I need a little more than that. But it is good. I mean, it's shutting down the scout, but they can just swap out the scout and get another one. But that's still good. I just don't know if that's worth 2 gold. Maybe if I added something like draw a card, or I don't know. I don't know. Weaken the scout. I'm just not sure. I'd hate that if he turns it face down, now the card is gone, and I just spent 2 gold for no reason. So it's just not worth the risk. 1 gold, yeah, and I think 1 gold would be fine. I don't think 1 gold is making this too powerful. All right, Agravain, great looking card. Like, well, Achilles is a good looking card, but this one's really cool. I really love it, but it's not that good. I would add the draw card effect if it's discarded. Face down, sideways under an opponent's face down card. If it's under a dragon, that dragon may not be turned face down as long as Agravain is on the dragon. Discard Agravain if under a terrain card. Okay, so you place it face down under you face it under an opponent's face down card. Once that card is turned up, now it's a dragon. If it's a dragon, they can never turn it face down again. So it's really not doing much because that may not matter. On top of the fact that it may not do anything at all if you put it under a terrain because you didn't know. So not a good card, needs to be improved. Ajax. Ajax counters the play of any intercept action. Clearly, this is a sideboard card that you would bring in, assuming you put it in your sideboard for when your opponent plays intercept actions. And intercept actions are powerful. They are very, very good. So this is a needed card. I've never played it, not once. But my friends don't have any interceptor decks. It just doesn't come up unless they play one of mine, and I only have one. So Amazons, wow, that's a cool looking card. Look at that. I love that. Place face down under opponent's face down if it's under a terrain. The Amazons add +2 strength modifier to that terrain. So you're turning their terrain into a +2 strength modifier, but it doesn't wipe out what it was. So if it was a -2, then it's just evened out, so it's nothing. But it's okay, but it's still, you got to add something to it. But, kind of neat. Same thing with this one, Hippolyte, face down. If it is under a terrain, the terrain owner gets 2 gold less. You're really going to use a card for this that may or may not work and get their guy 2 gold less if you hit their terrain? See, it's just not good enough. This card is great. Finally, a great card. Plus the strength modifier +4 for 1 gold can only be played on dragons with a base strength of 2 or less. So now little dragons can fight maybe too good, because my little dragons deck is better than my big dragons deck. Because, oh my God, the fighting skills of these guys is just ridiculous now. +4 for 1 gold. Granted, you can armor it, you can magnetic field it, sure. Steel strength, yeah, I know. But still, that's a great card. Medusa. A player of your choice cannot move any cards in the movement phase of his next turn. Not good enough. Neat idea. Can't move. The Medusas turned them to stone. They're stuck. They can't move. I like the concept. I like the design. It needs something more. I'm never going to play a card that just says, you can't move in the movement phase. Oh, darn, I have to just leave. Okay. I mean, yeah, it could matter. It could, but it usually won't. It's just not a playable enough card. It needs something more. Echo's kind of cool. Place face down under one of your terrains. If the terrain applies to a dragon, you get 2 gold pieces in addition to the gold already on the terrain. So you get 2 more gold. So this is nice for a gold deck. The problem is if the scout hits it, the terrain is destroyed and your echo's gone too. And you just lost 2 cards. But I like the concept. All right, Kronos. I know there's a reason for this card. I know there's a reason where this matters. Because when you play Wyvern, whoever's losing plays first. Whoever's losing. 2 gold. You got to pay 2 gold. So this has to be a really good card at 2 gold. You go first in all action and battle action phases as long as Chronos is in play. So on my opponent's turn, in the action phase, I play first. In both action phases, I have the option to play before they do. And in the battle action phase, if they're losing, I have the option to play first. Okay, when your opponent's losing, you rarely have a play. It's possible. It could come up. How is this worth 2 gold? And what are the effects where this card is good? What are the effects where, like, when you're winning the battle, but you want to play first in the battle, you want to have the first option to play? What is that scenario? And what are the scenarios in the action phase where you want to go first? I had forgotten that this also works in the action phase. Shows you how long it's been since I've read this card. I thought it was just in battle. 2 gold? Why would I pay 2 gold for that? To me, this almost seems like it should be free. Am I wrong? What do you think? All right, Poseidon, just like Echo, now instead of getting 2 extra gold, the strength modifier is an additional -2 strength. Cool, I like it. Except when a scout destroys it. But yeah, I like Poseidon. It's fine. But it's nothing powerful. Now here's an interesting card. 2 gold again. Atlantis. Draw phase. You may draw a card from your Dragon Lair draw pile and place it under Atlantis. Battle phase. If you discard from your battlefield, you may replace with a card from Atlantis. If Atlantis is removed from play, all cards under it are discarded. So this is helping you to filter through your Dragon Lair deck. I don't think that's worth 2 gold. I think it should be 1. Maybe I'm wrong. Because whenever draw phase, you may draw a card from your Dragon Lair and put it under. So during your draw phase. So then when you go to swap out, now you can do I want to swap out the top card? Do I want to swap out a card that is under Atlantis? So now this gives you more control over what you're swapping out. Whereas when you swap out, you have no control. It's the top card and you don't even know what that card is. So I like the idea. I just don't think I'm going to pay 2 gold for it. What do you think? All right, Atlas. Battle action or intercept action just played is countered unless owner pays 2 gold to the gold mine. I think the only deck that I am going to play this in is the deck where I'm trying to drain my opponent of gold. I see no reason to play this card. Because if I'm not really draining their gold, all they have to do is pay 2 gold and they can't counter anything. So basically what this card is saying is your opponent loses 2 gold. That's still okay. But are you really trying to drain their gold, or are you just hoping to counter a card? I'm not sure. Avalon is an interesting card. What an interesting card. 4 gold for an action. Place face up in a vacant battle position. Immediately place the top card of your Dragon Lair draw pile face down on top of Avalon. You may not voluntarily replace the card that is on Avalon. When the card is destroyed, Avalon is discarded. So you can move it. I don't think you should be allowed to move it either. I think it should be stuck there. But you can move, which is interesting. But you face down. You may not replace the card that's on Avalon. You're getting a battle position back. Lambton Worm does this for 1 gold. Lambton Worm is silly. Lambton Worm should do 3 gold, and then Avalon could be 4 gold. I could see this as 3 gold or 4 gold. But that's it. But you recognize that a card like this needs to cost 4. Why did you make Lambton Worm? And why didn't you fix Lambton Worm when Kingdom came out? Lambton Worm is busted. We'll get to that eventually. 1 gold, you get a battle position. Or you can do Avalon for 4 gold. Of course, you can run 4 Avalons, but that's 16 gold. You're not going to survive unless you're generating huge amounts of gold somehow. And some people, I was told that some people can generate lots of gold, and I've never been able to do it. So if anyone knows how to do it, I'd love to hear it. Love to hear the kind of deck that would generate huge amounts, because I can generate a lot, mix Quaddle and Gold Dig, but I've never gotten into like ridiculous amounts of gold where you could still win even though you lose, because you only get a half a point per gold piece. And they said that's the reason they did that it's half a gold, because some players would generate so much gold that they'd still win at one point. They'd still win even if they lost. And I'm like, I can't imagine. I don't get it. Maybe I've done that once where I've ended up with like 25 gold or something, but that almost never happens. Banshee I like. I've played this card many times. The winner of this battle loses 1 gold and gets no draw phase next turn. It's especially good when I'm saving my dragon with Golden Apple and Fountain of Youth, but regardless. Oh, you won. Well, you lose a gold and you get no draw phase. That's good. That's a good card, and it's free, which I think it should be. So love that card. It's not like a power card, but it's a good card. It's a good card. Simple. Bifrost. All flying dragons in this row are now super flyers and can attack any card in the battlefield. This, I don't think, should be 1 gold. The subterranean version of this card makes subterranean dragons, subterranean tunnels. All your subterranean dragons can attack any card. This, for 1 gold, makes all flying dragons in this row super flyers. Subterranean tunnels, for free, makes all subterranean dragons able to attack any card, effectively super flyers. So subterranean tunnels is better than Bifrost. But there's more flyers than there are subterranean dragons. There are very few subterranean dragons in the game. But I think this card should be free. But it's still okay. It's okay. It's all right. Nothing great, nothing bad. Just a little. I think it should be free. All right, action reaction. This is just like Atlas. Atlas action reaction or Dragon Slayer action is countered unless the owner pays 2 gold. So it's the same thing as Atlas. You run 4 Atlas, you run 4 Calypso. You're trying to drain your opponent of gold. I could see making that deck. That's about it for me for that. Camelot. Well, I get 2 gold, so that's nice. Dragon cannot be turned face down while in Camelot. So this is clearly what's going on in the Phoenix set, is they're really addressing the face down stuff, which I think is a great idea. Shouldn't this dragon also get a -1 strength modifier? Well, but then that would make it better than Lake and Desert and River. Yeah, but that's not doing anything to the dragon if they don't care. So I don't know. Yeah, it's all right. Centaurs is nice. Somebody played this against me at Gen Con. Opponent pays 1 gold to the gold mine for each treasure he has in play. Any treasure not paid for is removed from play. It's a good card. It's a nice design. You have to pay a gold, and then I have to pay gold or discard my treasures. If I've got 2 or more treasures in play, yeah, it's kind of neat. It's a nice way of hurting your opponent or getting rid of their treasures if they don't want to lose the gold. They'll just discard the treasures, and that way you don't have to play Treasure Thief if you're playing treasures. So I like the card. Good design. This card is one of the best hidden actions they made. This one is good. Place face down under one of your terrain cards. If a scout destroys the terrain card, the scout loses the ability to scout and any other special ability on the card. So if their non-scout hits the card, it's not going to do anything. So it could still do nothing. But that's a risk I'm willing to take, because if the scout destroys my terrain, well, they are no longer a scout. See, that doesn't cost 2 gold like Adonis. I'm playing this card. I like Blinding Light. That's very nice. Cyclops. Now, here's a neat card. I like it. For 1 gold, battle action. All dragons helping one side of this battle run away and are no longer in this battle. Clearly a sideboard card. But I could see playing it in a limited deck. I might put 1 in because, my opponent might be playing some help cards. But more than likely, I'll just side it in for game 2 if I see them using help. Good card, though. Nice design. I like Dwarf King. 1 gold. I'm not sure if it should cost a gold or if it should be free. That's my only question. You do not have to show your hand to any player. I like how I don't have to. And all actions that require this are countered. Yeah, it's not going to come up much, but yeah, it's kind of neat. Don't think it should cost a gold. But maybe. But if you play this card and they never try to look at your hand, they've got nothing to do with it. You just wasted a treasure and lost a gold for nothing. So it's not that good, but it's a neat design. I like it. This looked like such a good card when I first read it. Any strength modifier played during this battle by any player cannot be stopped by a battle action or reaction card. Ha! Now I'm going to play my strength modifiers. Fortuna's going to make them really, really good. Yes and no. It's not bad. It's just you're playing a card so that your cards can't be countered. It's like the card King Arthur. And King Arthur costs 2 gold. And I'm like, no. 0 or 1 gold for King Arthur. I think we're going to get to King Arthur. We'll get there. It's not bad. I mean, if you're running a lot of strength modifiers, I could see playing 1 or 2 copies of this. I have a deck that runs 20 strength modifiers just for fun. I built it. I think 1 or 2 Fortuna are in there. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But the odds are, can't be stopped by action or reaction card. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't think it's that good. I thought it was great. It's not really that good, but it's okay. It's not bad. This is cool. Boy, you're gonna play that gold drain. Let's play a deck where I make my opponent run out of gold. I ran this in my scout deck at one time. I still could put it back in. All dragons cost 1 more gold as long as inflation's in play. My scouts cost 0 or 1, 2 for Mogre. So my scouts will all cost 1 more gold, but all your dragons will cost 1 more gold, which is going to drain you. But, it's a cool design. Dragon on Strike. For 1 gold, play on a face-up dragon. Dragon's owner must immediately pay 2 gold to the gold mine or replace the dragon with the top card from his dragon lair draw pile. Why does this cost a gold? This should be free. It's a nice card. It's a neat idea, but there's no reason to make me pay a gold for this. What would you rather play, this or Marduk? Marduk is just like, oh, geez, well, nothing I can do now. You're just going to kill my dragon. If they have no response to it, that's it. The only response to it is an interceptor. That's the only way to get around Marduk. I think that gets around Marduk. I'm not even 100% on that one, if anybody knows. But you play this on their dragon. They got to pay 2 gold, or they have to replace it, so they get the option. But I like that. I think it's a neat idea. I just don't see any reason why I have to pay a gold for that. Bribery. Play bribery on a face-up dragon. This dragon may not attack during this turn. Again, I think this should be free. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on Dragon Strike. Maybe I'm wrong on bribery. But all I'm doing is saying that guy can't attack this turn. That, to me, that's a card. Play bribery on a face-up dragon. It can't attack this turn. Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. Not bad. Price hike. Oh boy. Put this in your gold draining deck. All cards from players' hands cost 1 more gold while price hike is in play. Inflation. Price hike. Ay. Could you see, 4 of these in play or 4 of these in play or 2 and 2? Everything costs 2 more gold. So I assume 0 costs 1. Pretty sure 0 now costs 1. I'm certain. I'm sure I'm not wrong about that. But then we go the opposite way. All cards played from players' hands cost 1 less gold. Great. Love Sale. I've played it and I love it. This card is nuts. In each player's draw phase, the player draws until he has 8 cards in hand. Oh my God. Oh, but it affects everybody, so it's fair. Yeah, it is. You get to draw up to 8, and I get to draw up to 8. But you see, I'm going to play Aaron's Rod. Now what are you going to do? And I can discard those cards for +1 bonuses. And you can't counter them or anything. You can't steal them. They're not they're not strength modifiers, meaning they're not battle actions. Frey plus Aaron's Rod is sick, but Frey just on its own. But you're powering out your opponent. So it's a great card because there is a risk there. And I have no problem if my opponent plays Frey. It's that if I see Aaron's Rod, I'm going to be like, oh crap, now what am I going to do? So yeah, great. I love that. I love Frey. Just great. My favorite Dragon Slayer in the game is Sir Galahad, baby. So all those dragons that Jason can slay for 3 gold, Galahad can slay for 2. All the big, powerful dragons that Lancelot can't take down. Only Jason can. Well, Galahad can take them down, and it only costs 2. And the art is fantastic. My God, that is a beautiful card. Graham. I like Graham. Poison breathing, but 1 more point, so we got to pay a gold. The dragon that wins this battle loses 2 strength. This takes effect after battle for the rest of the game. -2 is twice as powerful as -1. Poison breathing was a weak card. Graham is better, but it does cost a gold, but I think this design is fine. Just fine. Nothing great, but a decent card. Harpies is nice. Hidden action, you play it on your flying dragon. Now they attack at +1 strength. Not great, not bad. It's a nice little buff. Any buff helps in Wyvern. Perfectly fine card. Nothing great, but I like it. I like the design. This is silly. 3 gold. Ooh, I can force any face-up dragon to help on either side of this battle. Dragon can't already be in the battle. I'm going to pay 3 gold. Yeah, but you can get their dragon to help, right? And if I win the battle, their dragon doesn't die. It's only if I lose that their dragon dies. 3 gold? 2 gold. Help is 1 gold. Mental domination is 2 gold. Should have been 1 gold from my review of Chameleon. Hypnos should be 2 gold. They overpriced this stuff, and I don't know why. I've never played this card. I'm not going to play 3 gold to get help. I'm just not. I can play Possession spell, which works really well. Possession from Beyond works really well. Not as good, of course, but you can only target face-up dragons with Hypnos. It's got to be a face-up dragon. I'd rather pay 1 gold than just possess that face-up dragon's strength. It's way better than Hypnos. I don't know how they didn't think that through. I don't get it. It's like, don't they playtest? When they were making these cards, didn't they playtest them? Ida's a really good terrain. I get 2 gold, and you lose all special abilities. That's so much better in Camelot. This is a good card. Now, it might not do anything. It's only going to work if the dragon has special abilities, but I'm still going to get 2 gold. And I'm going to move it in the back if I don't see anything with special abilities on it. Of course, if I move it to the front, they're going to go, oh, that's probably a terrain. So, there is that, but I like the design. This card, I didn't think this was anything much. This card's awesome. 3 gold, Ishtar. You may immediately replace a card in your battlefield with a card of your choice from your Dragon Lair discard pile. When I first read this, I'm like, I'm not going to pay 3 gold just to replace a card. That's so ridiculous. I'm not going to spend that much. Beautiful looking card, amazing looking card. But think about it. You may immediately replace a card in your battlefield, and this is an action, so it's not during battle, with a card of your choice from your Dragon Lair discard pile. They finally kill the dragon that you didn't want them to kill, your native terrain dragon, blue, Cynoprosope, you name it. You name the power dragon that you want. Mixquaddle. You get it back. I'll pay 3 gold for that. That's worth it. It's a lot of money. You have to be careful. That's a great card. That's a really, really great design. Love it. Labyrinth. Is Labyrinth any good? So we've had Camelot. You get 2 gold. Ida, you get 2 gold. Ida's better. Camelot is eh. The dragon in the labyrinth cannot be replaced by choice. The dragon can only be replaced if the owner can't legally do anything else. I like that better than Camelot. No, not as much as Ida, because again, it's not necessarily going to matter because the dragon might not want to replace it because they paid a lot of gold for it. Why would they want to replace something that they paid a lot of gold for? But it's cool. It's a neat idea. It's Lost in the Labyrinth. Great looking card. So cool. Merlin. I like Merlin. Merlin's fun. Move any card on a face-up dragon in either battlefield to any other face-up dragon. So my dragon hits your terrain. You've got a face-up dragon. I'll take that terrain and put it on your guy. Yeah. Great. Merlin is doing it. Great card. Not powerful, but Can be. Could be really, really good. It doesn't have to be a terrain. Any card. It could be Graham, that card that's minus. No, Graham doesn't attach, does it? See, Graham should attach. They should have attached. Graham and Poison Breathing should attach, in my opinion. But any card that attaches and it's on your guy, you can move it to their guy. If they've got a bonus on their guy, you can move it to your guy and give a bonus with these hidden action cards. Move it to your guy. Merlin's cool. Love it. This card is... it looks so good when I read it. Discard any dragon from your battlefield and get gold from the gold mine equal to the discarded dragon's strength plus gold symbols. The dragon is not replaced. Discard red. I get 8 gold. Yeah, but I lost a battle position. I guess they had to say the dragon is not replaced because that would be too powerful. I guess. Well, if you added 2 gold to the cost, would that make and then you don't replace it? I mean, you can replace it. Would that make it better or worse? If you have a 6 strength dragon, you're going to get 4 gold and you replace the dragon. Discard any dragon from your battle. It doesn't have to be face up. It doesn't have to be something that you've paid for. You've got a face down dragon that you haven't paid for. You can just swap it out with Midas and get gold. But now you can't swap it out. You're getting rid of it for gold. Well, yeah, if you're out of gold, Midas will come through and give you gold at the cost of a battle position. It's not great. It's just not great. And it's not all that good, really, unfortunately. Pandora. Love it. Love Pandora and Badger. We're getting to Badger. Action. Switch hands with your opponent for the remainder of this turn. Now, it is 2 gold. That's a lot. But switching hands with your opponent can be deadly. I think this had to be 2 gold. I wish it was 1, but I think it has to be 2. I like it. I think it's a really good card. Prometheus is a nasty card. Opponent must show you his hand and lose 1 gold for each battle action card in their hand that they don't discard. This was played on me. I have like 3 battle actions in my hand, so it's each one, discard or pay a gold. It's like, ouch. Ouch. Do I really want to keep these cards and lose 3 gold? It just came down to the value of the card. How important is this card worth it to me to lose a gold? It's a good card. Prometheus is a very good card. Sirens. Love Sirens. It's one of my favorite cards in the set. Play during opponent's turn. Opponent must attack with a face-down dragon, if possible. If they can't, they must replace a card in their battlefield. That is good. So either you have to attack with a face-down card or you are going to have to swap out. I want you to attack usually if I play this, but you have to. So if you say, oh, I can't, then that has to be true. And you have to remember that for like, wait, you said you're attacking the next turn. You could have attacked with this when I played Sirens, and it'd be like, oops, So I don't know how you do that if that happens, if they mess up. But great, great card, great design. Tor, battle action. Treasure of your choice has no effect during this battle. Fun idea, but would you play this in a limited tournament? No, I'll put Tor in my deck. Only, again, sideboard. Oh, you're playing that card, that treasure. I don't want you using that treasure. I'll bring in Tor and maybe I can make it have no effect, but it's just for a turn. But I mean, you can't get rid of it, but it's okay. It's a neat idea. I think it's an okay card. Trolls is great. One of your subterranean dragons. When they get +1 when attacking. Perfectly fine, just like Harpies. Nice card. Valhalla is awesome. Oh my God. Dragon Slayers are now free. All Dragon Slayers. Great that it's all. Yours are free too. Oh my God. It's in my Dragon Slayer deck automatically, and I play multiples because if they get rid of Valhalla, I'll just play another one. I don't think there's 4 copies in the deck. I forget how many I put in, but yeah, love Valhalla. Wandering Rocks is a nice terrain. Kind of wish you got 2 gold. I don't see why it couldn't be 2 gold because it's just a strength 1 modifier, but you can move it around to other face-up dragons. Yeah, but you should get 2 gold for it. I would have given 2 gold, but it's still neat. I like that you can move it around. So now we're going to go see card number 52. So here is the hard-to-find Trojan horse that now goes for lots of money. Someone was trying to get 175 bucks for it on eBay. God, I hope nobody paid that much for it. But I bet today somebody will, because these cards are just going to keep going up in value because they're so hard to get a hold of. So for 2 gold, another 2 gold treasure, better be darn good. Action, place a battle action card from hand. This is similar to Atlantis in one sense. Place a battle action card from hand under Trojan Horse instead of the card from your Dragon Lair draw pile. And you do it as an action, not on your draw phase. Battle action, play all cards from Trojan Horse at no gold cost. If Trojan Horse is removed from play, all cards under it are discarded. Well, now I'll play Fireball. There you go. Battle action, Fireball. Might put Firebolts in the deck too. Now I've got free Firebolts, free Fireball. Heck, Celestial Charger costs 2, and that's a +5 strength modifier. What other battle actions that would you want to play? They got to be 3 or more costs. I mean, 2 or more costs is fine. You can play them. So Thor's Hammer is good. Dwarven Legion, that's a good one. Anything that costs 2 or more for a battle action. I mean, Power Switch, Poison Chalice. The problem is, it should be obvious, as a battle action, you play all of them. If that said, take any cards that are under Trojan Horse and you may play them for free. Any. It says play all cards at no gold cost. So that means they're all played at once. If I'm wrong about that, then this is a good card. If I'm not wrong about that, and you have to play every card that you put under there, which you can do, like you can do this once a turn in your action phase. If you have 5 battle action cards, you can take 5 actions in your action phase and one at a time just put each one under the Trojan Horse. But then as a battle action, you have to play all 5 of those cards all at once. Because see, you're not going to always want to do that. I think this should be battle action. Play 1 card that's under Trojan Horse at no gold cost. And then you can just do it again and do it again. It should just be 1 card. To me, that would make a lot more sense. I think the card would play better. And that's how I will play it if I ever have this card in a deck. But I don't think I have this card anywhere. I think I'm out. But cool idea. Neat idea. I'm not quite sure I'm understanding the Trojan Horse concept. But if anybody would like to explain it to me, I'd love to hear it. But cool looking card. Great looking card. And now we are going to look at one of the most innovative things that Wyvern did. The Interceptor, along with the Chameleon Terrains, greatly changed the game for the better. The game improved. There are so many more options now. Interceptors are nasty because they wreck Basilisk. If you didn't think about it, somebody attacks, you're going to destroy your dragon with Basilisk. You just intercept the Basilisk, and now they destroy your Interceptor. The Basilisk is destroyed. Nasty. Ape, 2 strength Interceptor for free. Attacker must kill Ape before reaching intended target. Ape counts as a dragon in the attacked row. So the attack occurs, for those who don't know, your opponent attacks one of your cards. You don't want that attack to happen. You intercept the attack. So here you're intercepting with a 2 strength Interceptor, which counts as a dragon, and it's effectively in the row. That's all you need to know. They must kill the ape in order for the attack to continue. If you save the ape with Golden Apple or Fountain of Youth, or you cancel the battle with Night, or anything like that, the attack never goes through. This attack, the ape has to die, otherwise it will never go through. Once this battle is over, you cancel the battle, you save it with Golden Apple, or whatever happens, the ape goes away. They're going to get rid of the ape regardless, but he didn't die. See, that's wild. And they laid that out very specifically in the rule explanation for Interceptors. I think Interceptors is a great addition to the game. A plus, in my opinion. So we had Pandora as an action. Here's Badger as a battle action. Badger is better probably because once you're in battle, now you trade hands. With Pandora, you're still in the action phase, and it might not work as well. I would tend to think Badger is better, but maybe someone can tell me why Pandora, in scenarios where Pandora would be better. But these are great. These are really cool cards. Trade hands with your opponent. And you hand them a hand that has no battle action cards in it. Is just so great, assuming that you can do that. But you don't want another badger in the hand, because if you have two badgers in hand, this won't work. Because I'll just play your badger and give me my cards back. So All right. So in addition to Minotaur +4 for 1, I wish they kept these cards together in the numbering order. It would have been nice. +3 strength modifier for free, can only be played on a dragon of 2 or less strength. Great card. Great card. Base strength, 2 or less, not current strength. Base strength. So little dragons now can get a +3 strength modifier for free, +4 with Minotaur, +5 with Celestial Charger, which we're getting to. Great, great card. It is in my little dragons deck, in my scout deck, automatically. Doves. I don't understand why they made these cards. I mean, it's kind of interesting. If the battle is a tie, it is a draw, and both dragons survive. First of all, how often is that going to happen? 25% of the time, maybe. I'm just going to guess. And when you play this, what if they have a +1 modifier or a +2 modifier? What if they can alter the thing so it's not a tie? This card might not do anything. If this card would have said this, no, you can't do it like that. I was going to say this battle ends in a tie, both dragons survive. Nah, that's kind of like knight, cancel the battle. That's not much different than that. I just don't think it's that good of a card. It's an interesting idea, but I don't think it's that good. Firefly is really cool, but it's really expensive. But it's really cool. You can redirect attacking dragon to any card which the dragon can legally attack in your battlefield. Oh, you're going to kill my terrain with your scout? Nope, that scout is now going to attack this card if they can legally attack it. So you can't send a non-flying scout to one of your cards in your back row. Something like that. 3 gold's a lot. Wish it only cost 2. They probably felt it was too powerful for what it does because, yeah, it could really wreck them. You can send their non-scout into your terrain. You can send their scout into your dragon. It's a powerful effect. I like the card. Like Dove's Golden Grasshopper is, but it's this one's kind of neat. It's a little better than Dove's. Whenever this battle is tied, the defender is ahead. Dun, da, da. So, okay, but it might not do anything. But I like it. I like the concept because the defender is always behind. So it's kind of cool. And there's your Celestial Charger, +5 modifier for 2 on the little dragons. Great, great card. All right, let's go to card number 60. The Pathfinder. Beautiful card. Look at that card. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. I had that on it. The Pathfinder. It says the Pathfinder. What a great looking card. 3 gold. Oh my God, this has to be really good. Play on a face-up dragon. Remember, Poison Chalice costs 3 gold. One of the best cards in the game. This dragon is a scout for this turn. All other dragon abilities remain the same. That is a strong ability. If your opponent is down to 1 card, and it's face down, of course, all you got to do is turn your dragon into a scout. Now you got nothing to worry about, especially if it's a big dragon. This is a powerful card, but I kind of feel like it should have been 2 gold. It's powerful, but it's only for 1 turn. It might not do anything. I can't justify the cost. Do you agree or not? Am I right or am I wrong about that? One of the coolest looking cards, though, the Pathfinder. He'll find a way. He'll become a scout. Your dragon becomes a scout. I just love the whole concept of the card. I'd go 2 gold, though. What would you do? All right, Red Kangaroo. First, we had Kiss of Lasukube, which could just devastate you. And now we have Red Kangaroo to devastate your opponent who's playing intercept actions. For 2 gold, the intercept just played is countered. And you can destroy any card on the table. I would change that to... Great card, first of all. Let's just say what it is. It's only good against interceptors, so it's a sideboard card. I would change it to this. It's just countered, and your opponent must destroy one of their cards on the table. That takes a little bit of the sting out because it's just that's too darn powerful for me. That's how I would change it. Do you think I'm wrong in that? I really want to hear feedback, but I understand not everybody's going to want to comment, but I'm just going to keep asking questions on these things. I'd love to hear where you agree and where you disagree. All right, now we're going to go into another interceptor. This guy's really good because these interceptors are a good value because you get a 5 strength dragon for 3. Yeah, but it's going to go away. It has to be a good rate. And 3 gold is a lot because it's just for the turn. Attacker must kill Lynx before reaching the intended target. Lynx is a dragon in the row. Interceptors are great. 5 strength interceptors, harder to kill. But 3 gold is a lot. I could possibly see this only costing 2 gold. That it's still too expensive, but it is a good card. It's probably right at 3. I'm probably overthinking that, but I'm not sure because it's a lot, but it's a cool card. I like it. Mermaid. Love the look of this card. It's just neat looking. For 1 gold, remove all cards that are attached to other cards in both battlefields. This includes cards that are attached to treasures. Oh my, this card can be powerful, especially with these cards that you're attaching to treasures, Atlantis and Trojan Horse, but how often are people going to play those? But remove all cards that are attached to other cards in both battlefields. This could hurt you and you wouldn't play it, but this could be a beneficial card. But again, it seems like a sideboard card. It seems like something that isn't going to come up that often. I'm trying to understand the concept of the mermaid. Well, does she come up and negate things that I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but great looking card. And then we have our 3 strength interceptor for 1 gold. This is probably my favorite. The 0 for 2 is a weak interceptor, but playable. Opinicus is 3 for 1. That's a nice rate. That's a good size interceptor. This is probably my favorite. Just a really, really good interceptor. Owl is crazy. 4 gold. Oh my God. I forget. Let's read it. Action. Replace 1 card in your battlefield with any card from your Dragon Lair draw pile. So you can go through your Dragon Lair and just get the card you want, but you got to pay 4 gold to do this. But you kind of have to pay 4 gold to do that because you're getting any card from your deck and replacing it. Place the new card face down so your opponent, I don't think your opponent would know what it is. I don't think you have to show it. Yeah, you shouldn't have to. Shuffle your Dragon Lair draw pile after using the owl. Are you going to do that? Well, if you have a native terrain dragon, maybe. If you have something like Basilisk, and you've got to get Basilisk because they've just brought up blue, but you can't hit blue unless he's in the front row. If there's something in the front row, I could see getting Owl to get Basilisk, but then Basilisk is going to cost you 3. It's a good design. We'll leave it at that. It's a good design. It's very expensive. I don't know if 3 would be the right cost. If 3 would be better, or if 4 is right. I think 4 is right, but man, that's a lot of gold. All right, let's go on. We've got 2 cards coming up, 66 and 67. I think one of them is the Phoenix. I forget what the other one is. Panther. Love the look of the Panther. Great looking card. +5 strength modifier for 4 gold. That's bad. It's so bad. +5, they could counter it. They can armor it. They can steal it. It's just not worth 4 gold. If I was playing this game and designing this game, and they've worked out their strength modifiers, and then somebody designed this, I would say for 4 gold, this card should say, can't be countered, draw a card. Can't be countered or stolen, draw a card. Because if you pay 4 gold for +5 and they steal it or armor it, let alone magnetic field it, no. This is so expensive, and all you're getting is a +5 bonus for the turn, which they could easily get around. Can't be countered or stolen and you draw a card. Now, maybe I'll play it, but it's still 4 gold. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I love the look, though. Oh my God, I love the look of that card. And speaking of cards that I love the way they look, holy moly, possibly the best looking card in the game. Phoenix is phenomenal, but it's a 4 gold 6 interceptor. They see, for 4 gold, I need something more. I'd rather play Lynx, 3 gold for a 5. Seahorse is 4 for 2. I'd rather play Seahorse. I'd rather play Epicus. This is just too darn expensive. It's in my Interceptor deck. I think I have 2 copies in it. Draw a card. There has to be something. There has to be something that for 4 gold to make this worth 4 gold. And I'm not sure what to add to it. But on its own, this is not the best interceptor to play because you're going to run out of money. And it's just not worth it. But I play it in my interceptor deck because, it's my interceptor deck. I got to have the Phoenix in there. How could I ignore it? So there we go. It's still a cool card. And it's not a bad card by any means. A 6-strength interceptor is hard to kill, no doubt. But Poison Chalice, And of course, they can magnetic field your Phoenix. So I think that if it's countered, you should get your gold refunded. I think that could have been put into it. If this card is, countered in any way. All right, so now we have Puck. I play Puck in my treasure deck. Not sure where else I would play this card. Very nice design. Counters any attempt to destroy or remove a treasure from your battlefield when used against a pick a treasure attempt. The pick a treasure is discarded. Yes. Excellent card for your treasure deck. I guess you could side it in if they're playing Treasure Thief or Pick a Treasure. I guess it's a good sideboard card. So it's a nice design. Rock. All right, I don't remember. Is Rock too expensive? The dragon that wins this battle, he's free. I don't see how he could be too expensive. The dragon that wins this battle loses 1 strength. Oh, yes, for each gold piece you pay to the gold mine. There you go. You control it. How weak do you want to make the dragon? This is so much better than that card. Let me go to it. Thunderbolt. You got to pay 2 gold, and then for every more gold you pay, they get minus 1 strength. No. Now, granted, this only works on the dragon that wins the battle. You're going to weaken their dragon, and you want to pay 2, you want to pay 3. If you got a lot of gold, you could pay 4 or 5. You could really severely weaken it. This is a good card. Good design, well thought out, in my opinion. It's obviously my opinion. Stop saying in my opinion. Seahorse. My second favorite of the interceptors is Seahorse. Epicus and then Seahorse. These are my 2 favorites. Love it. Strength 4 for 2. Excellent. Effectively, Phoenix should be an 8. Strength 8 for 4. Strength 6 for 2. Strength 6 for 3. That would be good. And then you'd have 3 for 1 and 2 for 0. Ape, Epicus, Seahorse, Lynx, Phoenix. That's what I would have done with them. But it's good. They're not looking at the ratios. 2 for 4 is better than 4 for 6. 4 gold for 6 isn't a good rate. 2 gold for 4 is a good rate. 1 gold for 3 is a great rate. It's 3 times what you paid. And that matters. That's why Magical Sword is a better card than Firebolt. It's just a better card. It's a better rate. You get more for your buck, basically. Tengu is weird. If the battle ends in a tie, well, actually, this isn't too bad because if you see the battles ending in a tie, the only fear is that your opponent will have a play when you play this and it won't be in a tie anymore. But otherwise, there is no winner or loser. They're both killed. This is the Basilisk card. It's kind of a neat idea, but it's not a very good card, I don't think. So Golden Dragon, I couldn't get this thing to work forever. I just gave up on it for a long time when we first played Wyvern back in the 90s. 2-strength dragon for 4 is very expensive. It has to be because when it wins the battle, you get gold equal to the base strength of the dragon or dragons defeated. And there's no better way to defeat them than with something like Poison Chalice if they're beating you by a ton. and they've got like 2 or 3 big dragons in the battle, but you're still paying 3 gold, and you paid 4 gold for this. So how much gold are you really getting? But effectively, Golden Dragon can get you a ton of gold, but you got to win the battle, and you're hoping that you could beat little 1 and 2 strength dragons, 0 strength dragons. You're not really getting much, but if you get 2 or more each time, it can be really, really good. It's just this card rarely worked for us. He's in my big gold help deck where I can bring in multiple dragons. Golden is one of them, and it's potentially a very, very powerful dragon. So really good design. I'm surprised this wasn't in the original game. I thought it was. I thought this was part of the original game, but it isn't. I love Violet. Love the look, love the ability. 2 strength flyer for 3, totally justified. Dragons with a base strength of 4 or more lose 2 strength for the rest of the battle in which Violet participates. Iowa is a great subterranean dragon for 3, and all dragons that participate in a battle lose 2 strength. This one is all dragons of 4 or more strength lose 2 strength. So it's not as good as Iowa in that sense, but it's good. This is a good dragon. It's only a 2, but it weakens the 4 or more. So very nice design. Love the design. Tatsu is pretty good. I think it would be really good if it was free, but maybe I'm wrong. But I think I don't think this has to cost 1 gold. When he loses a battle, you can put a -1 strength counter on any face-up dragon. I mean, yeah, you are weakening their card, but and you're only paying the 1 gold once. So now if you can keep them alive and keep losing battles, you can keep putting -1 strength counters on it. So yeah, it's very cool. But if all you got out of it was 1 -1 strength counter, was that really worth a gold? I don't think so. I don't think so. But it's still a good dragon. I play it in my scout deck. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with it at all. All right. Suryu. Here's a little 1 strength dragon for 2. And same ability. When he loses a battle, you can put a -1 strength counter on any face-up dragon. I feel like this should only cost 1, and I feel like Tatsu should be free. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would change them if I was redesigning this game. If I was going to sit down with Mike Fitzgerald and redesign all the cards, that's what I would do. Because now, boo, I'm playing that card because it's just a little 1 strength dragon. You just got to keep it alive. Hanryo's kind of neat. Knight cannot be played in a battle in which Hanryo is participating. So Mount Chung said, pay 2 gold, cancel the battle. This is saying Knight cannot be played. Not that the battle can't be canceled, but you can't play Knight, which is the only card really that cancels battles. It's fine. This isn't worth 3 gold, though. This should be 2 gold. All it says is Knight cannot be played in a battle in which he's participating. No different than Bait, Tazzleworm. This doesn't justify an extra gold cost. I would lower it to 2. Karyu. I like Karyu, just like Violet. Dragons with base strength of 4 or more lose 2 strength for the rest of the battle. So this is a 3 strength non-flyer for 4. That cost I get. I like that. I guess you had to make this 1 because Amphitheater is free. There'd be no point in making a Super Flyer free. It has to cost 1. It's a really good card. Super Flyer is nice to have because you can just sit in the back row with them and attack anywhere you want. So yeah, it's good. Good card. Nurgle. I like Nurgle. When Nurgle wins a battle, you can put a +1 strength counter on any face-up dragon. So if nothing else, you can put it on Nurgle. So now he's a 3. Maybe you can get him up to a 4. The +1 gold. I guess the +1 gold here is justified. But then that would mean kind of that gold is kind of justified too. I'm torn on this one. I like Nurgle. I think he's a decent dragon, but a 2-strike dragon for 3 is that's a lot of money to pay. But it's fine. It's fine. I've played it. My friend has a deck where he plays Nurgle. It's cool. Heavenly Naga. Like Heavenly Naga, plenty. Just like Gani, you've got a 2-strength Hidden Naga that does this, 3-strength Gani, and 4-strength Heavenly Naga. Protects the treasure in the row. No treasure in this row can be removed. Yeah, it's a good card. Good card. Nothing wrong with it at all. But I'm really only going to play it in my treasure deck. But I'll play it in a limited game. Oh, yeah, sure. Gani and Heavenly Naga. Hidden Naga, the 2-strength dragon that protects treasures? Not so much. It's too weak. All right, Divine Naga, 2 strength for 3. Flying dragons lose 2 strength for the rest of the battle. Yeah. I mean, that kind of justifies that cost. You're not going to hit too many flying dragons, but I think there's enough in the game that I think you have to do it, and Divine Naga is good enough. I think it's nice. This card is really cool design. What a great design. So 0 strength for 2 is awful. Earthly Naga gains +1 strength for each terrain card on him. Ignore all other effects. He's not a scout. He's not destroying them. But the strength, every modifier, every terrain on him gives him +1 strength. What about Field of Gold? Ignore all other effects of terrain cards except gold symbols. So the Field of Gold gives him a +1 strength. Well, you ignore that. He gets +1 strength, so he still gets it regardless. It wouldn't be +2. The way I'm reading this, I think I'm right. This is a cool card. I think the 2 gold cost is justified. I would like it to be 1, but I think it has to be 2. And I think it's an interesting card to play. I would definitely play that in a limited game, going after and hoping to hit their terrains. All right, now here's the little Hidden Naga guy. So the 2-strength dragon that protects the thing. In my treasure deck, sure. In a limited game, maybe, but he's weak. I'd rather have Heavenly Naga or Gani. But, it's fine. Piazza, little 1-strength flyer for 2. Ouch. Knight cannot be played in the... No, see, 1. There's no reason to have hit this cost an extra gold. So Hanryu and Piazza say you can't play Knight, but they're just 1-strength flyer and a 2-strength non-flyer. Take the gold symbol off, and there you go. It's a decent ability, and Knight is a card that's played a lot, sure. But playing a 1-strength flyer is not going to make your opponent go, darn it, I can't play Knight. I mean, it could. Power Switch, Poison Chalice, things like that, sure. One of my favorite cards in the game. I call him the green Gyarados because he reminds me of Gyarados a little bit, though. I guess just the way that he looks like a serpent in the water, like the way Gyarados in the original Pokemon card looked. How is this guy a flyer? Where are his wings? I guess he flies magically. I guess that's it. I guess he has to be a flyer. For some reason, there's a reason that they had to make him a flyer. I don't know what that reason is, but when defending, his strength is the number of cards in opponent's hand. That could be anywhere from 0 to whatever. Normally 0 to 7, but I've had 8 or 9 cards in my hand at times. It happens. So 3 gold, great for gold dig. Swap him out, get 3 gold. He's just a 0 flyer. He's no good on offense. Mixed Quaddle's good on offense. He's no good on defense. Ogancho's cool. Ogancho has given my opponent fits, and I've had my friend playing a deck, one of my decks with Ogancho, and it was hard to deal with. It's a very hard card to deal with. Very cool. Ethiopian Dream. When he loses a battle, you can put a -1 strength counter on any face-up dragon. Actually, the whole thing about losing a battle is kind of better than winning a battle because you can save him and keep him alive and keep those -1 counters going. But 3 gold's a lot to pay for this. But I guess it has to be 3. But I like the idea. I think that it's a good design. And this card is great. Dragon of Knucker Hole. So you got another 0-strength dragon with 3 gold symbols. This is very cool. When attacking, Dragon of Knucker Hole strength is the number of cards you have in your hand at the start of the battle phase. So it's the inversion of Ogancho. This is more in your control because it's your cards in hand when you attack. On defense, though, he's a 0. See, Ogancho is harder to take out. This guy's not hard to take out. But cool card. Really cool design. So is this. Dragon of X Valley. 1 strength flyer for 3. When attacking, his strength is the number of treasures in play on both sides. Fire Drake is when defending, his strength is the number of treasures in play on both sides. But he's a 4 for 6. This is a 1 for 3. And it only works when attacking, not when defending. I don't care. Great card in my treasure deck, automatically in my treasure deck. Even though he's just a 1 on defense, still very, very cool. When White-Eared Dragon wins a battle, you may turn any face-up dragon face down. I could argue this should just cost 4. Echidna is a 3 for 4 that does this. It is a relevant ability. I don't know if it justifies a gold. I would be okay if they changed this to just, no gold. Same with Echidna. But it's fine. It's a fine chart, but it's just a 4-strength dragon for 5, which is not a very good rate. And he doesn't have any ability in battle. But being able to turn things down can matter, like just turn himself down. This is an excellent designed dragon. Excellent design. My goodness. 1-strength dragon for 2. Ugh. Horrible, right? When he loses a battle, the winning dragon loses any special abilities for the rest of the game. And you can save him with golden apples and fountains of youth. This guy can give your opponent nightmares, but he's easy to kill and he might not do a darn thing. So well-balanced, well-designed, love green dragon. All right, what's up next? We're going to go to 91. Well, I just wasn't paying attention. There is no 91. That's number 1. That's Fusang for the Chameleon, which is in one of my decks. It's the only copy I have of him. I've had others, but I've sold or traded them away. So that's the Phoenix set. Love to hear your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree with me on any of the cards, and love to hear your thoughts on the Phoenix set in general. My thoughts are that the Phoenix set is a very good addition to the game. Overall, I would give it a B+ grade. The hidden actions are a little too weak. Some of these cards are a little overcosted. Some of these cards aren't all that good. But overall, I would say B+, BB+, somewhere in there. It's a very good set. I think my grade for Chameleon would probably be like an A-. I'd have to go higher than Phoenix. But these are both really good additions. I was so looking forward to the next edition, and then the game died, and I was so disappointed. I was so into Wyvern, just playing it like crazy, loving playing it, and then it just died, and I was just heartbroken. So my goal, before I die, I will redesign this game. A miracle will happen, and I will come out with Wyvern 2nd edition. I'm going to call it Dragon Mage, because you are a dragon mage. You control dragons. Might even make a Dragon Mage card similar kind of, if I had to compare it to anything, Magic the Gathering's Planeswalker. Just an idea in my head. But I really, really like the Phoenix set. And I just thought this game had so much potential to keep going and making more set cards. And I would love to redesign this game. Put out a 2nd edition, Wyvern 2nd edition, Dragon Mage would be the name. That's what I would call it. But I would say in parentheses, Wyvern 2nd edition, so everybody knew what it was. I would still keep the Wyvern. I'd still use the logo, but the dragon backs and the treasure backs would be different colors. The dragon backs would be red and green color, because that's what the dragons and the terrains are. And the treasure hoard would be purple and gold colored backs. Might still include the Wyvern logo. Probably not, because I'm calling it Dragon Mage, but maybe I would still include it in some way. I don't really know. I haven't thought all of that through, guys. I'm not in a position to redesign, nor do I have permission. I don't even know if I could get permission if I had the means to do it. And I'm nowhere near being able to have the means to do it, let alone know who to talk to, like Mike Fitzgerald. I would love to hear what he thinks of my reviews. If anybody knows him and can show him copies of these videos, I'd love for him to comment on them and say, hey, you're an idiot. No, you don't know what you're talking about, dumbass. No, whatever. I would love to hear his opinion. It would be really, really cool. All right. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see what I want to do next with Wyvern. Any suggestions, feel free to make them. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.